Hi, I'd like to spend a few minutes today with you in this e-learning video talking about the importance of revenue per employee. It's a very important concept and one that we provide for you right up front in Think Like a CEO app, and it's something that I'd like to have you begin thinking about and looking at on a regular basis. So the importance here is almost every senior manager or executive, certainly from the CEO level on down, are concerned about headcount. No one wants a lot of headcount in their organization. In fact, they want to keep it as lean as possible. I tell a lot of my students that I teach at University of Colorado, where I'm an adjunct professor, that no company wants to hire them. No one wants to hire anyone. They're forced to drive their business. And that's exactly how you should look at revenue per employee. So let's take a look at what we see here in Chevron. Let's look at the productivity because it is a productivity measure. Let's look at revenue per employee with Chevron and some of their competitors. So we see, okay, it's right around the $3 million mark for most companies here that Chevron is competing with. So that gives us an idea for the oil industry. But let's do something here. Let's go with our competitors and let's change some of our competitors rather than these competitors in the oil industry. Let's add different industry, so it will be a different SIC code. Let's go Honeywell, all right, and let's say Emerson Electric. Those are two discrete industrial manufacturing organizations. Okay, so now we have that. Now let's go back to Chevron's productivity, where we'll see revenue per employee. And look, oh, here we go, yeah. We see that in the industrial manufacturing sector, revenue per employee looks like it's around $200,000 or $300,000 per employee versus a $2.7 million per employee in Chevron. Let's take it one more step and just use one more example here. And let's use a couple of high-tech organizations. Let's say Microsoft. I should have put the symbol in. We'll do that. And let's add one more. Let's say that it will be Salesforce.com. All right, now let's go back and take a look at the productivity. So we will have our oil company. We will also look at our high-tech organization, and we'll also compare that, as we see here, to industrial manufacturing. So we see that there's certainly more revenue per employee in an oil industry. There's lesser in your industrial manufacturing industry, and there's somewhere in between in your high-tech industry. So this is important as you work with branches of these large organizations that you're calling on, or if you're calling on non-publicly traded organizations. If you know the industry they're in and some similar companies to them, you can quickly get some information as far as how their sales are, what their sales levels are at, and start talking to them about growth, if the growth is like the industry, so forth. So if you're talking to someone in the industrial manufacturing arena, maybe that's manufacturing electric motors, and they have, say, 1,000 employees, well, then you can say, okay, so I would bet your sales are somewhere around the $200 million level. Is that right? And you're probably going to be fairly accurate there. If, however, you're looking at a non-publicly traded company in the oil industry, and they have 2.73 million in revenue per employee, and they have 1,000 employees, it's going to be about $2.7 billion in revenue. So that's some of the importance of the concept of revenue per employee. Thank you for using Think Like a CEO app. I hope we're bringing some awesome value to you because we're passionate about